now to breaking news. A body found inside a tarp in a Southwest Houston home. Michelle Choi is live there. Michelle, what are you learning about this bizarre situation?
Well, guys, as you mentioned, this is a really bizarre story. Houston police still have a lot to sort through in this investigation, but here's what we know so far. They tell us the body was found inside this home located here on Quail Prairie Drive in Southwest Houston a little after 3 this morning after a woman called police asking to be escorted into the home. Now, police say the woman who lives here told them she had been previously assaulted and didn't feel comfortable going inside by herself to get her belongings. Now, when officers stepped inside, they say they immediately noticed something wasn't right. That's when they spotted blood and a young man dead, his body wrapped up in a tarp, covered in blankets in the middle of the living room. Now, back out here live, you can see this is still an active scene. Right now, investigators are waiting for the Fort Bend County Medical Examiner to get here so they can figure out who the victim is. As for the woman who lives here, she says she doesn't know him or she doesn't know how he got inside. Now, the man she claims previously assaulted her, well, investigators believe he's in jail right now for an unrelated case. Right now, they are looking for surveillance videos in the area for clues. Obviously, a lot of unanswered questions, guys. We'll, of course, stay on top of the story and keep you posted. Back to you.
All right, Michelle Choi live for us this morning. Thank you for that update. We are going to stay on top of the scene as the investigation develops, and you can find the latest information on KHOU.com or on the KHOU 11 mobile app.
Well, it is a tragedy that motivated millions to take action. A death caught on camera that ultimately led to a police officer's firing and eventual conviction of murder. 1 year ago today, Houston's George Floyd was murdered in Minneapolis. And today, Floyd's family will meet with President Biden as people across the entire country honor his life and also honor his legacy. And there are several events planned nationwide today. We are joined live now by Kaya Edwards in Minneapolis. Yeah, and Kaya, obviously just an emotional day overall.
Absolutely. Good morning. And right now I'm seeing national media all around. I'm seeing a crew set up a stage. This is where the George Floyd Memorial Foundation plans to hold a celebration of life event for 6 hours today. But everything will be put on pause, at least here for sure, at 1 o'clock this afternoon. That's because our governor here in Minnesota, Tim Walz, is asking for a moment of silence, and actually for 9 minutes, 29 seconds of silence. The amount of time, of course, that ex-officer Derek Chauvin had his knee on George Floyd's neck. Now, last month, Chauvin was convicted of murder, but a central theme that you're going to hear throughout the day today is just how much more needs to be done in terms of racial equality and justice in policing. That was certainly a takeaway from this event, a panel discussion held yesterday involving families who too have lost loved ones to police violence.
The fact that we celebrate the few convictions, to me, is sad.
Even by getting the Eric Garner anti-chokehold bill passed, I fought for 6 years for that.
If they would have passed bills back before this, my son would be here right now.
That last woman you heard from was the mother of Dante Wright, another high-profile case in the Twin Cities area here. Now, in addition to that celebration of life event I mentioned here, there's also events happening throughout Minneapolis, including at a local park and also at George Floyd Square, which is the intersection where he was killed 1 year ago today. Guys?
It's a tough anniversary for a lot of people. Kaya, thank you for that.
Yeah, coming up in just about 10 minutes, I'm going to take a look at the toll this past year of death and fighting for police reform as well has had on all of us mentally.
All right, 6:37, but first we do want to get a look at your other big headlines this morning, starting with Roberts waiting for shoppers at upscale retailers.
This has become their full-time job. They are patiently waiting, looking for who they think is going to be a good target.
HPD says the crews are targeting shoppers spending thousands on high-end goods in key areas like the Galleria and River Oaks district. Undercover officers have been posted to help prevent any more crimes. 3 female deputies with Harris County Precinct 1 have filed a lawsuit claiming they were assaulted and exploited by their superiors during undercover human trafficking operations.
They're here to speak truth to power so that this never happens to any more women and children ever again.
The lawsuit claims Constable Alan Rosen and District Attorney Kim Ogg knew about the alleged abuse but took no action. The constable's office says there was an internal affairs investigation, but no violations were found. A new home for India the tiger. The Humane Society shared this new video with us showing India exploring his new habitat at the Black Beauty Ranch in North Texas. The big cat briefly escaped a home in West Houston earlier this month. Meanwhile, the tiger's alleged former owner, Victor Cuevas, was released from jail in Fort Bend County after posting bond for an unrelated murder charge. Astros fans are gearing up for a big day. Minute Maid Park returns to full capacity for the first time in more than a year. The Astros host the Dodgers tonight at 7:10, and fans who have been fully vaccinated will not be required to wear face masks.
You said the Astros host the Dodgers, but really you should have said they're going to beat the Dodgers.
Okay, don't jinx us, though.
All right, well, he is a change maker, a rapper, and an activist, and a humanitarian.
We are talking about Trey the Truth, who just received national recognition, if you'll recall, at the Billboard Music Awards this weekend. Brandy talked to him about how he juggles everything.
How are you balancing that? Or is one thing in your life taking priority right now?
I think me fighting for the people and me being the one to take care of everybody is overpowering everything. It's overpowering even me being a father, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I'm getting pulled so many directions, but I balance it. I make it work, you know? Even to the point I even take my kids with me sometime when I'm on the front line.
So I'm looking to hearing more of that. So we're going to share more of Brandy's interview with Trey tonight on the KHU 11 News at 10. They talk about, why he became a voice for social justice and how he's honoring Houston's George Floyd 1 year after Floyd's murder. Again, that full interview coming up. You're going to have to wait a while, but coming up tonight at 10, Cheetah. But one thing, though, we got to get to is that
I know,
letter.
he's so incredible. I just love him for our community. I love his spirit. I love how he's outspoken. I love everything that he does.
I will say this. After Hurricane Laura, I went with them to Louisiana with the relief gang, and you wouldn't believe how people react to when they see them roll up in their big trucks. But yes, I'm being told we got to get to weather, so we got to do it.
Let's talk about the one thing you need to know for today. In fact, we may be dealing with high water spots yet again. The risk for excessive rainfall is mainly in town, north of, and then all areas west. We will talk about that potential coming up.